Here's a look at your local weather forecast on SNSN. A 20% chance of showers sometime this afternoon. Cloudy with a high near 53 degrees. It will remain breezy for the rest of the day with a wind at 20 to 22 miles per hour, and it could gust as high as 38. Tonight, mostly cloudy skies, no rain. Temperatures dropping to about 43, but still a little bit windy. And for Thursday, partly sunny skies. Temperatures getting up to about 56 degrees.
Your news and information source, SNSN.
All right. Good morning, everybody. Thanks for joining us here on SNSN on a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful Wednesday morning. What's that?
No sun. But it's warm.
It's a beautiful day.
Oh, no. Yesterday was like, take me back.
Oh, it's like, what, 70 degrees out?
It's like wonderful. Felt good. Yeah. Good day.
Did you actually do anything outside? Did you do anything productively or what? Or did you sit inside going, hey, what a great weather day?
I mean, the things that fall out of the trees, there were a lot of them on the ground.
You talking about like the big chestnuts and stuff or the big
leaves.
Oh, well, there are some. Well, hey, dude, there are some that that have these big, huge acorns.
Oh yeah. Well, there was this year probably was still a year for acorns and hickory nuts and everything else. Happens every like 3 or 4 years.
Hold on.
Yeah. Oh boy. Yeah. So.
My goodness, I don't know what happened this morning.
I don't know either.
Have allergies and
what a beautiful day it is.
Shut up.
Boy.
Oh, I'll tell you though, it's I don't know. Like it's well, I have these sneezing fits.
Yeah.
And then
everybody gets them. Happens. Then you get 3, 4, 5, it just keeps going. Yeah.
So we have a pretty good show this morning. I think we have a pretty good show today.
Yeah.
We're right now we're just waiting on some Grizzle High School students.
Okay.
Along with Tim Moore.
Yeah.
One of the teachers from Grizzle High School, and there's a play called The Test that they're going to be doing this weekend.
Oh, okay.
It's going to be Friday and Saturday.
Yeah.
It's going to be at Grizzle High School because they do, and it's awesome because finally they get to do a play,
right?
And there's every year there's a fall play,
yep,
and there's a spring play,
right?
So
good.
This one ought to be very interesting. So we're hoping that they'll be here soon.
Yeah. Very good.
Let me just I just want to make sure I didn't screw up here. I don't think that I did. Let's see. When are they coming? Seventh.
Yeah. Dead space.
Yeah, it is. But I'm trying to figure this out here.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. 8:10 to 8:30.
Oh, okay.
So.
Yeah. So just to let you know, I didn't even know this myself.
What's that?
Today is the 246th birthday of the United States Marines.
Oh,
yeah.
I didn't know that either.
I didn't know that.
Well, tomorrow's Veterans Day.
So, yeah. So, happy birthday, all you Marines and ex-Marines.
Happy birthday. It's not their birthday, Paul.
I didn't say. I said happy birthday to all the Marines and retired Marines. Yeah. So, yeah. So
after we have we speak to the kids this morning.
Yeah.
Then we're going to have another gentleman on a little bit later on who's traveling the country. Traveling the country in an RV and is basically kind of like going off the grid, but on the grid, so to speak.
Oh, Charles Squirrel? No, he's dead. That's right.
He's going to be doing that with he is doing that with his wife
yep.
and his children, and we're going to see how many kids that he has. So, all right, you guys can come right in. We've been waiting for you.
All right.
We didn't think you were coming.
We don't want to step on the news.
No.
First things first.
There
All
we
right,
go. Good morning.
Good
Here,
morning.
Mr. Moore, why don't you go ahead and bring that. Paul, help him with that microphone right there.
There we
He's
go.
got it. There we go.
All right.
How you doing?
I'm doing well. You, Mike?
I'm doing okay. I'm doing all right.
A little closer to that.
Yeah, you want to
What's,
come right
what's
up
the
to right
magic
here.
distance to these babies?
Okay. Just so you know, we're fully vaccinated. So,
Oh, so
you know,
are
it's okay. So there you go. It's
Yeah.
your choice. I'm not gonna, or whatever.
Thank you much.
How does it feel? I'm gonna ask you right out. How does it feel to be able to put on a play?
It feels really, really good to be back
Come right
on
around there.
stage. Ah, where's
There you go.
I couldn't see through the foam, right?
Yeah, you
It feels absolutely
Talking to
great
the
to be on. The magic distance there. No, it feels great. It really does. Last year we were virtual, and it's just not the same thing. It just doesn't have the same feel and the same adrenaline. But
yeah. Last year going virtual, it was kind of nervous. It was kind of weird, new experience, but it feels great to be able to do a senior play with like on stage without masks. So that's.
So, can you introduce yourself?
I'm Pine.
Hi, Pine.
I'm a senior. This is my last show.
Now, what other? Now, the show that you're in this year is called The Test.
The Test. Yes.
We'll talk about that in a minute. But what other shows have you been in at Grizzle High School?
Well, I started off Heaven Can Wait as a freshman. I was Lefty, who is KO Murdoch's manager. Next year, I went into The King of Hearts in Alice in Wonderland, and then after that, I went into Lance from not Heaven Can Wait, from one of Shakespeare's plays, Two Gentlemen of Verona.
What's your favorite?
Oh, definitely Alice in Wonderland. But this year would probably beat it by far.
Don't mind me. I'm just playing with the TV
gotcha.
here for a second here. So anyway, okay. So tell us a little bit about your role in The Test, your character, and tell us about that.
Yeah, so I have a few characters, but I think my main one was probably Bill Bailey, who's a game show host, and he's very of an energetic character, I guess you could say. Yeah.
Bill Bailey.
Bill Bailey.
Okay. What's Bill Bailey all about? There was a song a long time ago. Won't you come home, Bill Bailey? Won't you? No.
Oh, yeah.
and that's actually going to be played. They
Is it
recorded that
really?
in school, yeah. Sydney Hart did the vocals. Music teacher Mike Albane did all the mixing and everything. I got to hear it for the first time a couple days ago. Wow, it sounds really good. Andrew Sisters. It really sounds
yeah.
like them. Yeah.
You remember the Andrews sisters, right? That's probably right up in your wheelhouse, Paul.
Thanks a lot.
Did they make a guest appearance on Abbott and Costello or one of those?
Actually, I did watch them. Don't laugh.
They were pretty good.
You were about 40 then, right?
Thanks a lot.
All right.
The female One Direction of the 40s. We have to put things in perspective for those unaware of Andrew
That's
Sisters.
really true. That's really true. So, good luck.
Thank you.
It's this weekend, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
This Friday and Saturday.
This Friday and Saturday. All right, let's bring this young lady in. Hello.
Hi.
How are you?
Good. How are you?
Good. Have you never been here before?
No, I have not.
Most kids have been here. I don't know why. We have so many that come in and out of here. So what is your name?
Hi. My name is Mikayla.
Mikayla.
Yes.
Does Mikayla have a last name? too?
LeBron.
Okay,
yes.
all right. Tell us about now. How did you get involved with this play called The Test?
Okay, so I've been in play since my freshman year. When I started out as a card in Alice in Wonderland, and then in my sophomore year, virtual, I was Cleopatra from Anthony and Cleopatra. And then this year, I have many different roles, and I just really love doing the play, and I really want to be like a production manager, like production designer after high school. So that's what I'm kind of working towards right now.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm definitely really excited and really have been trying to get involved with like everything play, everything production, everything that I can do to like make this great.
What do you mean you play many roles? Now, do all of the students play multiple roles in this play?
Yes. I have about 6, and I know you have.
I have like 8. Yeah.
Yeah, Pine's got about 8.
How does this happen? Give me an idea. Well, give me, if you could set the tone a little bit of the story.
It's definitely a mix of a little bit of a low cast, but we really like having multiple parts because then we can have multiple characters to play, multiple costumes to wear. But yeah, so we were all assigned at least like 5 parts, especially for upperclassmen. Like the freshmen were like assigned a little bit lower since they're freshmen and they're just getting used to it. So yeah, we got assigned a lot of parts. They're really fun to play. I know that the upperclassmen definitely have more, and we definitely have to switch from scene to scene. Some of them have scenes back to back that are just crazy. Yeah. So it's definitely.
So costume changes must be nuts.
Yes, they are. I have.
Pine just went up.
Yeah. Yeah, I've got at least 5 that I have to do,
Really?
And the play is supposed to be an hour and a half long, so it's definitely with all those costume changes. I have 2 scenes in a row, and then I have like 3 scenes in a row, so it's crazy.
It's pretty good.
Yeah.
All right. Hey, guess who we're going to talk to now? You can just Mikayla, you can just stay right there, and you can. Here, let's bring this down a little bit, a little high for you, right? There we go. So you see the blue light there?
Yes, I see the blue.
See the blue. That's what you want to talk into.
Okay. So I'm Kristi Vandermark.
Okay.
And this is my first production, and I'm a senior. So this is also my last.
First and your last.
Yeah.
How's the experience?
It's hectic and
Mr. Moore's brutal, isn't he?
it's enjoyable.
So it's your first and your last, and it's enjoyable. Now, give us if you could tell us what roles do you play, and how many do you play?
I play, I want to say like 5. I think my main role is Margaret, and she's from a head inquisitor scene, and she's really loud and really annoying, and she tends to interrupt. So by the end, I just hope that the audience wants to punch me in the face.
Good goal.
You just win the internet today. Saying that one. So why? Well, how many kids are in the play? How many students are in the
11.
play?
11.
Okay. So if you guys are playing multiple roles, is there a connection between like your characters and your characters that maybe other kids could have played, or how did that work out?
Well, especially for like the Spanish Inquisition scene that me and Kristi are in, along with other students at our school, we definitely all have a connection. The head inquisitor in that scene, like my character, and then we have to get like super close at the end. So it's really we've been working on like chemistry, and I know that Pine and another student of ours. Was that giving too much away?
No.
Okay.
No.
Okay. There's like sort of a lift scene, like a very like, what's the word? A very caring lift scene at the end. So they really have to work on that and really have that like chemistry, so it plays well on stage.
Very good. Very good. You're a pro, aren't you? No, you're a pro. You know this stuff. This is good.
Well, yeah, I'm also props master and and I'm also student director.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
How are you staying sane?
Well, I took a mental health day off from school on Monday. That's definitely a start.
Hundreds of media appearances. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's been definitely hectic for all of us, and I know as someone who's in like AP and honors sort of courses this year, it's definitely been rough. Like this morning, I had AP US history, and so I have to go back to that when I get back to school.
All right, we'll keep you as long as we can. All right.
Okay.
So y'all have permission slips, right? You
Yes.
know. All right. So
Yeah.
there we go. Yeah. Ryan Aubin pipes in and says, "Mr. Moore and Mr. Connor are the reasons why I went to high school." Smile emoji. No, it's right there.
There's the magic already. I was catching my best side earlier.
Pine.
Yes.
Do you feel outnumbered?
I mean, to a degree, like at first I was like, oh shoot, I'm the only guy in the play, but after a while it just turns to be like it doesn't even matter. Like it's we're all one big family in the end, so yeah, to a degree, but not anymore.
Very cool. Very good. How often are you practicing or rehearsing? I mean, is it it's every day? I'm assuming, right?
Before it was Tuesdays and Thursdays, and then we went to Tuesdays and Wednesdays and Thursdays last week. But now that's Hell Week. It's every day.
Yeah, because you guys are going on Friday, right?
Yep.
Now tickets are very easy to get, and actually, Mr. Moore, I want to ask you this.
Sure.
I noticed when I went to get my tickets for Friday night's performance that they are free.
They are. It's a donation only.
And I saw that. What was the reason
in this
to
case?
go that?
People have been having some tough times with COVID, and sometimes even with donations, one does better when someone's on their free will for this.
Sure.
My production costs for this play were down, so I wanted to pass that along, that benefit. We have traditionally always, because our plays land on the Veterans Day weekend, the veterans have always been free. They've always been welcome to come in and enjoy the show. That's on us. But for this, we just said, let's open it up to the public. And if someone would like to donate, there is a place for them to do so.
Yeah, I mean, I went on, and then I had to pick my seat. And I'm like, there's nothing left.
This is a first that we're actually doing this.
It's cool.
We're experimenting now. I believe Ray is going to be doing this with the winter concert, and then trying to warm up for the big spring play, which with any luck, we're going to see it back on the boards again. Grease is on its way. Yeah. Can't wait to see that thing coming. That's going to be really, really cool.
It's going to be a big.
It'll feel
big
so
production.
good to get that back. But the whole thing of if you buy one seat, you have an island of 8 seats around you. So they're looking at the best way to maximize that. If you go online, griswolddrama.com, to order a ticket, you'll see what the seating setup looks like and where all the islands are. So traditionally, we really like to get everybody close together. As you know, like when going to see the movies, you laugh together, you cry together.
Sure, yeah.
But it's going to be tough. With this, the audience is going to be spread out more, but we're putting on a play.
And you talk about laugh together, cry together, and stuff like that. It's you can only really get that in live theater.
Oh, absolutely.
You really can't. I mean, sometimes in a movie or whatever, but I go to every one of the plays, and both fall and spring, and the emotion that comes out, and it's like even the Little Mermaid, for crying out loud. That I'm sitting there, and then my stepson was the he was the plant in Little Shop of Horrors a few years ago.
That's a nice role.
Yeah. So, and I'm sitting there and bawling.
Oh, that
you
happens.
don't get that. You don't get that when you're sitting there watching a movie most of the time.
And I request that everybody turn off their phones. I realize some will mute it, but it's to have that real experience of being there live and experiencing it through one's eyes instead of a small screen held out at a distance. And it's very distracting too to see a sea of lights out there when you're trying to get into a play.
Exactly.
That we do ask for that, for them to turn it off, and for the amount of work that these folks have put in, it's disrespectful.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm excited. I'm in to have live. Look, I'm getting goosebumps. Live theater back in town. Yeah, no, I'm excited. You're going, right, Paul? You better.
I've actually been to a place.
Good. Which one did you like the most?
I don't know. It's been a few years ago as my granddaughter was at it.
Oh, it's about time then. Yeah. You're always welcome.
Yeah.
Madison. Did you know Madison?
Madison
Lash. Maddie Lash.
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely. It might have been Chasing Charming.
I'm not sure what place.
Yeah, it's Chasing Charming. Wow, that was
a while ago.
That was a long while ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's old now. She's done with high school.
Yeah,
she's done with high school. She's moved on.
All right, good. What's she doing now, by the way?
Well, she's working locally, but she's still singing.
Oh, good. All right. Putting that out there.
Yeah, she's singing.
So where do we go to get tickets? I mean, I know I did. It's very easy to make the donation and everything.
GriswoldDrama.com. The weird part of the 2 D's in the middle, but Griswold and Drama, they don't share a D. .com. So give it it's fresh on the memory. Give it a shot and get online. The price is right, and get your tickets.
Yeah, and I do want to stress too that it's very easy to make that donation. These guys work very, very hard, and they spend money on this production. So I mean, it's definitely worth whatever you can give. And that's amazing that, due to tough times, you're not charging anybody but donations. And it's very easy to do. Trust me. I mean, I'm one of those guys that if it's like more than 3 clicks, I'm out, but this was like, oh, there it is. Boom, boom, boom.
Absolutely easy. Absolutely.
It was very easy. Does the box office close? Because one of the things that I noticed is that you have to get the tickets in advance.
This is very different. Our ushers will have their phones, and I think it's what is it called, a QR code. Just for full disclosure, if you can see this, you get an idea of what I'm dealing with.
Whoa!
Yeah, I know one of those. Yeah,
is that an old Samsung?
They
what
lift
is that?
I'm not even LG. Life's good, but
Oh my goodness!
I don't think I can advertise, but
I've never seen that.
yeah, they lifted
Circa
up a rock this
1940.
morning, and I came out from under the rock, and so here I am. But
So use your phone to get the ticket.
Yeah.
well, I'm not getting it with this one, but anybody that has a phone that looks like something they have,
A lot of
they
places
can
are
also
doing
go
that.
online too.
Yeah.
If you still have a laptop,
A lot of places are doing that now.
yeah, you can get a ticket with this. You can get
Yeah.
a ticket with a desktop,
Yeah.
and I don't think it would work on this one. But once
But
again,
you can do the QR code on here, right?
Mhm.
Okay, or you can print it on
Yep,
paper.
you can
too.
also print it.
Right.
Yeah.
So they flash that, and the ushers will scan it, and
Yeah.
in you go. They'll help you to your seat.
Yeah.
So it's very different. This is a first for us.
Yeah. No, it actually works
exciting.
pretty good.
It is very good.
What can you tell us about the play without giving it away? I never heard of the test, so I have no clue what it is.
Old man stocked it off your turn.
Okay. All right. So this play is about a bunch of different types of tests. Ones that like are in school, ones are out of school, ones are in adult lives, kid lives, doctors, like everyone's in it. So
So different parts of life.
Yes.
It's not just somebody in a classroom.
no.
See, now by the picture, I thought, okay, well, this is going to be like different levels of kids, or college kids, where you see a bunch of kids and they're progressing,
No.
taking tests. Or go ahead and continue. That was my perception. So
Yeah, I feel like that might be most people's perception just based on like the title, the test. So you feel
Yeah.
like it's like test singular, but
right.
but it's actually test plural, and there is somewhere it gets really emotional, and somewhere it gets kind of scary, somewhere it gets kind of funny. It's comical. It's really a lot of different emotions. So.
Okay. In the description, and anybody can answer this. It said kind of like Saturday Night Live-ish
Sketch comedy.
sketch comedy.
Yep.
So how was that for you? I mean, were you able to adjust to that or that style? Or?
It took a little bit of getting used to because that wasn't necessarily a type of play that I've been in before. But after a while, you just get used to it. And it's like once you do like the first one, kind of like the comedy timing after that kind of just kicks in. So yeah, it's very fun to put on stage. So.
Comedy's all about timing.
Oh yeah.
It's all timing. You can see it doesn't have to be if Paul and I or Mr. Moore and I just talk, we're exchanging words. Not funny. If you say it in a different way, it's hilarious. So, what's your favorite scene?
My favorite scene, probably the opening one. It's just full of energy. It's kind of averting expectations, I guess you could say. So yeah, definitely the first one.
Start strong.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Or wouldn't it be the second one?
Oh yeah, second one.
Technically, it would be
Technically
the
second one. Yeah.
What about you? What is your favorite?
My favorite would probably have to be Spanish Inquisition, and that's not just because I'm in it, but I feel
Right,
like
right.
it's definitely not. But in rehearsals yesterday, my chair almost broke that I was sitting in.
Oh no.
It's really, really old, so it almost broke. So it's really
And now I got to ask you. The first question I have for you: are you really a Ramones fan?
I am.
All right. That's cool. Because some people like I'll say they'll be wearing a hat, and it'll say Chicago Cubs or whatever or Florida Marlins. Are you a fan? No, I like the hat. So that's really good. So I was gonna say you like rock and roll high school.
Yeah, I mean, I have an awful memory, so I couldn't name a song, but I could definitely be like, yeah, I like that.
What other bands do you like? Since do you like the?
I also couldn't tell you that.
Okay, whatever sounds good at the time.
Yeah.
All right, no, I get a kick out of the shirt. So, what is your favorite scene?
My favorite scene is the kiss scene because I get to throw a book, and that's my favorite thing. The book goes in the air.
She did say at the end, "I hope you hate me." Not really, though, right?
Yeah.
So did you really get to throw a book?
I get run into and the book goes flying, and that's my favorite part of the whole scene.
I will wait for that. I will wait for that. So you guys excited?
Oh, yes.
Most definitely.
Friday and Saturday night,
Yes.
grizzleddrama.com, right? Very nice. Very nice. The Test. It's very easy to get tickets. You know, for anybody that's not used to getting tickets this way, it's very simple to do. I'm not a tech guru by any stretch of the imagination. And I'll be honest, when I saw it and it said, got to get the tickets in advance, I'm like, I can't just show up. So like oh no. And like I said, it was very easy to do. So if anybody out there, is, looking to get tickets, don't let it bother you or anything like that. It's very easy. If I can do it.
Does it go down to your wallet? Is that where it goes? The tickets?
What?
Apple Wallet. Is that where the tickets go?
No, you can.
You know
well,
about Apple Wallets?
It's like online money. It's like Apple Pay, but just like.
Oh, okay.
yeah, but the tickets are free, Paul.
Yeah.
Apple Wallet.
Well, because the tickets I used to get off the, they would go into my Apple Wallet, and then I would bring up the Apple Wallet, and there would be the code, and then they would scan it.
Well, you get the QR code. You'll get the QR code
So
on
you
your
just
phone.
keep that, and that'll be.
But remember, the tickets are free.
Yeah.
I would assume that you could use Apple Wallet to make your donation.
Yeah, I'm not sure if you can do that, but
Okay.
I don't know if you can.
I did it.
You did?
Very easy.
Out the QR code too.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's pretty easy.
Oh,
It
yeah.
actually is pretty easy.
It really is.
Yeah.
All right, guys. I know you guys got to get back to school. I know you're excited for that. I know I don't want to keep you any longer. I would be thrilled going back too. All right. Good luck, guys. Break a leg.
Thank you very much.
Mr. Moore, always a pleasure, sir.
Right back at you.
All right.
Bye.
All right, guys.
Good luck.
We'll see you Friday night. So it's Friday and Saturday night,
Yes.
7:00.
Absolutely.
All right. We'll see you then. All right, guys. Have a good day at school.
Wow.
That's pretty cool, huh?
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
So I'm just so happy that there are
Everything is starting to come back. Things are starting to come back.
yeah.
Which is good.
Yeah,
it's about
I'm
time.
thrilled that we do have like live theater and places you can go.
Right.
And I was thinking about this last night. And I'm thinking to myself, you look at these simple things, right? You can come back over here now, Paul.
Yeah, I will.
There's nobody here now.
I'll come back.
Oh, man. You okay?
Yeah, I'm fine.
All right, there, girl. Gotcha.
You know,
You can make it.
When you work outside all day,
You didn't do anything yesterday.
Yes, I did. Yep. Oh.
I thought you said you didn't.
I did.
Oh.
Leaves, man, leaves.
Oh. And Siri went, okay.
Yeah, see, it's telling you that.
All right. So what I was saying is that it's these things that happen, these events that happen that are, in our community that haven't happened
For a while.
for the last year and a half, 2 years. And we wonder, where did it go? And now that they're back or they're starting to come back, it's like, wow, you don't realize how much you appreciate it.
Yeah. And even not just the players, sports is coming back, but people will be going to the stands.
They're already doing that.
I know.
They're already doing that.
Yeah. So that's a good sign right there.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, just college basketball season, there'll be fans sitting in the seats,
Exactly.
which is good. About time.
High school sports. Like there's, Grizzled High School right now themselves, Plainfield High School has a couple of teams that are doing quite well. Like the Grizzled soccer team, the boys soccer team.
Yeah.
They are in the state tournament right now.
Yeah.
They had a first round bye. First round started yesterday.
Okay.
So they get a first round bye, and then they will play tomorrow against the winner of Montville and Immaculate. Well, Montville, they have played Montville twice this year.
Yeah.
They beat them the first time, and they
The
lost to
second.
them
Well, so it's going to be, who knows?
just last week. However, Paul, Montville has been eliminated by Immaculate
Oh,
2-0 yesterday.
yeah, but I was immaculate.
According to one of these soccer players, who will not be named,
Yeah.
who's pretty tall,
Yeah.
said there are 4 kids on Immaculate that are taller than him. So, full-grown men.
Wow. Yeah, don't underestimate the lower seeds, because the lower seeds can move right along.
Yeah.
It's been proven in a lot of sports this year.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Girls volleyball. Since we're talking about high school,
Yep,
and things that are going on
Yep.
within high school, Plainfield advanced. They're going to the second round in girls volleyball. So does Griswold.
Yeah.
They played Monday night. They went up against Housatonic. Now Housatonic is in the northwest corner.
Yeah, they're down towards Waterbury, up that way.
Canaan.
Okay.
It's like a 2-hour ride.
Yeah.
Luckily, Griswold was home because they were the lower seed.
Yeah.
They're the 12 seed, and I believe Housatonic is 20. Doesn't matter because Housatonic's eliminated. Griswold beat them.
That's good.
So now they got to go to Whitney Tech
I've heard of that.
against the number 5 seed, Whitney Tech.
Where's that? That's that Middletown?
Hamden.
Oh, Hamden.
And that's today.
Oh, okay.
That is today. Oh my goodness. I gotta look because I wanna see. And I should know this. But who Plainfield is playing? I think they're playing Granby.
Okay.
But I'm gonna look real quick here. Have you ever been to a volleyball tournament or a volleyball game?
No.
It's flipping exciting, man.
Yeah.
It really is.
I've watched. Don't get me wrong. I've watched volleyball. I actually worked with a woman who actually played for
Yeah, it is Granby.
Central Connecticut. She was very tall. Usually,
Yeah.
you can get confused when you see a person who's really tall, and you immediately think basketball.
Mhm.
That's not necessarily true, because a lot of tall folks actually play volleyball.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, you gotta be able to slam it.
Yeah.
So yeah. So like, here's what happened yesterday in girls volleyball. Actually, Monday. So Griswold beat Housatonic, who's the 21 seed, not 20. Plainfield beat Wyndham, and now we'll face Granby. So now, if Griswold beats Whitney Tech, which could very well happen,
Mm-hmm.
and Plainfield beats Granby, then you got a quarterfinal match, Griswold Plainfield.
Wow. That would be interesting.
It always works out. There's some sort of rivalry going on
Between Griswold and Plainfield.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Montville lost to Coggins,
Mhm.
so they're out. Norwich Tech, they defeated Innovation,
Yeah.
and the number 1 seed Wolcott Tech. And you know what? Wolcott Tech takes on Norwich Tech, and that is today at 4.
Oh, okay.
I'm calling it.
Are you calling it?
I'm going to make a
Just
No-
prediction.
Norwich Tech 3-1.
Okay.
I think Wolcott Tech falls.
Okay.
So I'm gonna call it 3-1 to Norwich Tech.
Okay.
Griswold, I think they are going to sweep Whitney Tech. And no offense to the tech schools, but I think the tech schools are they're a little padded there. Sorry if I'm hurting anybody's feelings, but sorry, not sorry. Good players, but I still think they're going to win.
Okay.
I think they're going to sweep them. They're going to go to Hamden, take care of business, and come on home.
Okay. We'll see.
And they'll either have Granby or Plainfield. I'm rooting for Plainfield because I want to see a Griswold Plainfield matchup.
Yeah.
And if that happens, that will be at Griswold because Plainfield is an 8. They're the 18 seed, and Griswold's the 12 seed.
Gotcha.
So I think that's pretty exciting.
Good.
I love high school sports, and you know everybody's used to football, baseball, softball, basketball, girls or boys.
Yeah.
But there are some really exciting high school sports that are, if you're an adrenaline junkie, go to a soccer match. I mean, a soccer match. Go to a volleyball game. I'm telling you, the people are screaming. And last but certainly not least, you know what is probably there's more energy in a gymnasium. Laura, you just went right where I'm going. Laura, I'm going to put you up on the screen, Laura. She just typed it. There is
I'm
more.
going to guess.
Go ahead.
Wrestling.
There is. I'm feeling it now.
No.
You know, I mean, because there's more energy. I've never been to a gym with more energy than during a wrestling match. Unbelievable. People are rabid. I'm telling you. So, Laura, you went exactly where I was going with that. But it's fun.
Yeah.
It's fun, you know, because there's a lot of intrigue. You know, who's going to win? Sometimes you get a smaller guy against a bigger guy, and let's say you don't know any of the kids, you know, and there's suspense, you know, with trying to bring them over, you know, and
Well,
it's amazing.
What did you like? I'm not a wrestling fan, so
Yeah, you don't have to be.
I know.
You do not have to be. It is really, really, really cool. How did you become a Sun basketball fan?
Through UConn.
Okay, how'd you become a UConn girls basketball fan?
You know, that's a good question.
See, now, like my father-in-law back in the day, he preferred watching the girls Huskies teams as opposed to the boys.
Yeah.
Because back then they were a little more competitive.
Yeah.
You know, of course, then they blew up, but
Yeah. No, I started watching UConn basketball back in '95
Mhm.
when Lobo was even playing.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, we've just been watching it ever since. Only because we kind of liked it, you know, and we just kept going and kept going. And,
Right.
Yeah.
So you didn't know you were a fan.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
It's kind of like you have something for dinner you never had before, and you find out, oh, I really like this.
Yeah. Yeah.
So all I say is don't poo-poo it if you don't know it.
Yeah.
But it really is. It's a lot of fun. People are jumping out of their seats. They're screaming. They're yelling. It's absolutely crazy. And then they have wrestling tournaments on the weekends. So on a Saturday, you talk about smelling like a boy's room.
Yeah.
You know, it does the whole gym. It's
Well, I would think so. I would think so.
But sometimes you have 8, 10, 12, 15 schools all with their wrestling teams in one gym, and they've got 3 mats going.
Okay.
Sometimes a 4th.
Wow.
Sometimes a 5th, depending. But it's just constant, non-stop action. People are screaming, you know, on one side of the gym. It's funny. Let's say you're watching on mat 3, and all of a sudden, mat 1, something's going on, and all of a sudden, people are like, wow. What do you think's happening? People that are watching 2 and 3, they're looking over at match 1. What's going on? And all of a sudden, they get sucked into it. And then people will get up and they'll go over and they'll start watching that one because something's happening.
Yeah. You are a wrestling fan. It's obvious here.
Well, hold up. I'm a wrestling fan because I had gone to some of the matches.
Yeah.
You're speaking to me being a pro wrestling fan.
No. I wasn't referring to that.
Because they're not the same.
No, they're not the same. No. I wasn't referring to that. I was referring to high school wrestling.
Okay.
Yeah,
It really is.
because the way you're very enthusiastic of what you're saying.
But I never was.
You're really.
I never was.
Yeah.
I never was. You know, and
Yeah.
when Dane got involved in high school wrestling, I'm like, all right, well, go get him, Dane.
Yeah.
You know, I'm rooting for you, you know. But then you start getting into the other matches.
Yeah.
And then the excitement just wins you over. You know, shoot the half. You know, I mean, it's crazy.
Yep.
You know, that both teams are jumping up and down. It is so much fun. There's, again, you're not a fan until you become a fan. And the only way you're going to do that is just show up one day. Show up one day at a wrestling match. Pay your $5 to go in. It goes to benefit the schools and the conferences anyway.
Yeah.
So any of these, support local sports. This is why we do what we do here at SNSN. We bring you the local sports, you know, as much as we can, whether it's basketball, baseball, softball.
You ought to try
Football.
doing, maybe you ought to do a wrestling match once in a while.
Yeah, I would love to. And I talked to Coach Cook about that, and he's like, yeah, bring it on. It's scheduling.
Yeah.
That's simply it.
Yeah.
Scheduling.
Yeah.
So.
Okay.
All right, it's 8:46. We're going to take a quick break, and we're talking about local, and different sponsors and different people that support us here on the things that we do. So we're gonna, and we hope that you do shop or patronize these local businesses because they're the ones that make it possible for us to do what we do. And if you like what we do, and I'm not talking about just like talking in the morning and, you know, ticking people off, you know, with some of my stupid views, but high school sports, the kids, because that's really what it's all about. It's all about our community. So coming up a little bit after 9:00, we have a young man by the name of Brian Culpin coming on. He is going to be talking about just kind of living off the grid. Kind of. He's not really off the grid, but
he was in a motorhome or wherever, right?
Yeah.
That's not off the
but
grid.
he's traveling all over the country.
Yeah.
He's working virtually. And we're going to hear about him. How many people are traveling with him? And what are they doing? What made him do it? And that's all coming up after the 9:00 hour. It's going to be a very interesting conversation. So we hope you stick around for that. So keep it right here. It's SNSN.
Life is full of choices. At Jewett City Savings Bank, we can make one choice easy, finding the right checking account. We offer a range of affordable accounts to fit your budget and needs, and each gives you the freedom to access your money the way you want, online, through our mobile app, or with your debit card. It's your money and your choice. To learn more about the account that's right for you, stop by one of our offices or visit us at jcsbank.com. Jewett City Savings Bank, member FDIC.
Reliable plumbing and heating services are just a phone call away when you contact the professionals at McGuire Plumbing and Heating in Fallentown. Family owned for more than 35 years, McGuire Plumbing and Heating has earned a reputation by providing accurate quotes and being open and honest when on the job, plus giving honest advice that may be needed down the road but isn't an immediate concern today. Find McGuire Plumbing and Heating on Facebook or call 860-376-3388. Look for the big truck with the little Irish fella. McGuire Plumbing and Heating, proud sponsor of Griswold Youth Football.
Family owned and operated. That's something you don't hear too often anymore. Highway Campers of Plainfield is now 3 generations in and going strong. If you're looking to upgrade or get your first RV, contact the family that knows RVs, Highway Campers. They'll walk you through the process of finding the right RV for you and can even finance it for you. Visit www.highwaycampers.com and find your home on wheels. After all, home is where you park it. Highway Campers is a proud supporter of Griswold Youth Football.
Hi, this is Alan Gear. You may know me as Mr. Jewett City. I want to tell you about my experience with our local eye doctor, Dr. Joel Zuckerbrun. I recently had cataract surgery, and I was told that I needed new glasses. I didn't know what to do because the problem was this was right in the middle of the COVID-19 pandemic. Where the heck was I going to get glasses? I checked places that make glasses. I looked online, and what I found was my solution was practically in my own backyard. So I called Dr. Z, as most people know him. His office is right on North Main Street, right here in the borough of Jewett City. I went to my appointment and had my glasses faster than I would have thought possible. Call Dr. Zuckerman at 376-2848. I trust Dr. Z with my eyesight, and you should too. Make an appointment today.
Hey, I'm Jess, but you can call me the Tire Queen. For the best deals on tires, come and see me at Advanced Automotive on Route 138 in Griswold. Call me at 860-376-8687. But definitely don't talk to my dad. He's definitely not the Tire King.
And right now, Jess the Tire Queen has great deals and excellent service waiting for you at Advanced Automotive, Route 138, Griswold.
Tire Queen.
Gambling, tobacco, and alcohol are all legal for adults. For those under 21, providing these things can land you in jail. It's 21 for a reason.
Be someone your child can depend on and trust. Model behavior that expresses you care about them and their choices. Encourage them to wait until 21 to try alcohol. It is 21 for a reason. Visit CIRACCT.org for more information.
Brought to you by CIRAC and funded in partnership with SAMHSA. It's 21 for a reason. Find out more at CIRACCT.org.
The latest news and weather. SNSN.
Well, speaking of the weather, here's Paul with the weather.
Good morning, everybody. Right now, the temperature downtown Jewett City is 56 degrees. Probably cloudy skies today. High will be somewhere around 63 degrees. Not quite as warm as it was yesterday, though. Still going to be fairly warm. Little wind, 10 to 15 miles per hour. But tonight, mainly clear. Lows around 30. And, of course, we get Thursday, another nice day coming up. Intervals with clouds and sunshine. Not quite as warm as today. Highs will be somewhere around 56. A little bit of wind. And, of course, for Thursday evening, cloudy with occasional rain after midnight. Lows near 45 degrees. And that's your weather from SNSN on this Thursday, 1/1/10/2021.
Very good. Very good.
Yeah.
So what do you want to talk about, Paul? I've been pretty much
Well, you were familiar with the play, which was good. I'm kind of glad they came because I had never heard of that play before, and I hope people, make an effort to go. I mean, they are very good. I remember when my granddaughter was in high school. I mean, we went to all the plays, and they were all of them. I never was disappointed in any of them. So they're really good. So people should definitely go to them if they like plays. So they're good.
Yeah. What's do you have a favorite play that you have seen at Griswold High School?
No, I really
or ones that just kind of stick out and say, oh yeah, that was really good.
Yeah, the one I remember when your son came out of that, whatever that thing he was,
Little Shop of Horrors.
Yeah,
that was good.
That was good.
Well, that was pretty much Maddie's play, wasn't it? Not.
Oh, I don't remember.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
But I really don't remember what the name was. But I liked.
Yeah,
that play was good.
Yeah, that one was very good. Little Mermaid was excellent.
Yeah, they all were good. So yeah,
you think about our Little Mermaid, right? It's kids movie,
yeah.
On Disney, right? Or this was very, very good. It was very well done.
Yeah. And a lot of these plays like this, the kids make a decision that maybe they want to further go on to do something at the theater. Go to college, and like one girl said she wants to be a producer or a director or some darn thing. So, I mean, maybe that's her aspiration is to go to college and learn how to do that stuff. I mean, a lot of kids go on and do that kind of stuff. So it's good.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And maybe not even just drama, but they go in for music and
yeah.
They want to become music teachers.
Yeah.
These are things that happen.
Yeah.
As a result of the music and drama program at Griswold, which is phenomenal.
Yeah, they get to learn the business side of the music industry, which it's not all artists getting up there and singing and doing their stuff. It's learning the business side of being a musician. Because it is a business. You still need to know all that stuff related to running a business, and that's what that is. So, so it's good. Yeah, I think it's good for them. Yeah. So.
And you don't have a favorite, no?
No, not really.
No.
I mean, they all were good. They all were definitely good.
I think that's a cop out.
No, I really don't have a favorite, to be honest with you. It's been a few years since I've gone, so didn't happen overnight. So, but yeah, it was good. So people should go. Mm-hmm.
Especially tonight. I mean Friday.
Friday
and Saturday.
Yeah, usually Friday is probably not quite as hot. Not quite as many people, but Saturday would probably be packed. I used to try to go because the other ones used to be like Thursday, Friday, right? It was like on a Thursday or a Friday. I used to try to go the ones
Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Yeah, so I would
Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Yeah, I used to try to go on the first night because then it was quite as crowded. You go in and you get a feeling because back then, don't forget, it was seat where you got. There was no such thing as a seating that tell you where to go. Yeah,
So yeah, the play is this weekend. It's Friday and Saturday night at Griswold High School. It's the fall drama. Go to griswolddrama.com.
Right.
You have to get the tickets in advance.
Right.
The tickets are on your phone. They are absolutely free. Yes, they do ask you to make a donation, which it's well within. You're getting a night of theater and fun and a show.
Right.
For nothing really.
Yep.
And all for the cost of maybe a donation to the program,
right?
Which is something that they've never done. It's always been the veterans that have been free because it falls on Veterans Day weekend, and which tomorrow is Veterans Day.
Yeah.
Which we'll have Scott Fryer in here tomorrow. Who is a veteran.
Yep.
And we're gonna talk a lot about he knows he's very active within that community.
Yeah.
So he'll be able to give us some good stories, some not so good stories on what happens with veterans.
Yeah.
Speaking of veterans, one of our favorite, Bill Schmier.
Yeah.
Yeah. In the hospital currently with pneumonia. Bill's almost 90, I believe, right?
I think he's like 88.
Yeah.
I think so.
So
we wish him well.
So, but according to his son, he's doing a little bit better.
Oh, that's good.
That's
good news.
Yeah. So he should be able to come to the guy's he's a rock star.
Oh yeah, he is. So. Next to Mr. Jewett City, it's Bill. If you think about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So anyway, getting back to the school play.
Yeah.
On griswolddrama.com, you have to get your tickets. It shows a virtual.
Yeah.
A virtual.
What I should have asked him was, a lot of seniors don't have, they have flip phones, or how the hell do you get your ticket with those? Can you print the ticket?
I don't think there's one senior that has a flip phone. I think Mr. Moore is the only one probably in the entire school with a flip phone.
Well, no, I'm talking about, there are some elderly people who don't have fancy phones. So what do? Can you print the ticket? I don't know. Is that something that you can do? Did you know?
What? Print the tickets?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can print them.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
I just haven't printed mine yet.
Okay.
But there's a radio button there. It says print your tickets on 8.5 by 11.
Okay.
And then you walk in with your tickets. I just haven't done it yet.
No, but you don't really need the ticket because you can get the
QR code is right on your phone.
Your phone. Yeah.
Joanne McCoy says that she printed the tickets last night.
Yeah. Well, the other thing you want to do too is if you're going to try to, I don't know how the Wi-Fi is in the school.
Not good.
So you better, either you do a screenshot of your ticket so they can scan the QR code, because if you go in there expecting to bring it up on your phone, you may not get it.
Mm-hmm.
So that's just, if there's not good Wi-Fi, because it's going to require Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
And
but if you have it in your email,
you won't be able to bring it up.
No, just open the email before you walk in the building, and then they can scan the QR code.
Yeah, but if you do a snapshot of it and just keep the photo on your phone,
I still think there's a general consensus that people like to print it, have that paper ticket.
Yeah, well,
and I think a lot of the younger generation, they will just go ahead and just say, "It's my QR code."
Yeah,
that's it.
Yeah,
but I think people our age.
No, I went to every Sun game and used my phone as the ticket.
Really?
I never printed the ticket. Nope.
All right.
Well. So that's why I'm saying the only thing, you bring something back to from Amazon, you bring it over to Kohl's. They give you
Yeah.
a QR code. Well, there's no Wi-Fi very good inside of that store, so you're better off doing a snapshot of the screenshot.
You know what is really, really cool
What's
about Amazon
Mhm.
and the returns at Kohl's?
Instantaneously.
It is, well, your refund is,
Yeah.
but you don't even have to bring packing material.
No, just bring the
You
item.
just bring the item, you give it to them, they give you a receipt for it. Have a good day.
Yeah, I just brought something back. And
Yeah.
matter of like it was like 3 or 4 hours. The money was back to me. Yeah.
Yeah, well, that's even if you did it from home and you dropped it off at the post office or whatever.
It, yeah, they
Yeah, because as long as they can verify that it's on its way back, then they will go ahead and refund.
Yeah.
Your money.
I just assume bring it over there. It's perfect. That's the
Oh,
greatest.
I've done that a few times.
Oh yeah, it's the greatest thing about when you have stuff at Amazon and you bring it there. It's excellent. Yeah. Yeah. So. Yeah. But if somebody's going to the play, I would just do a screenshot of the QR code and just bring that with you. It's in your photos.
Mhm.
You can bring your photos up because it's local to the phone, and then they just skew it in.
Yeah.
It makes it a lot easier because a lot of times, like I said, a lot of places don't have good Wi-Fi, so you're stuck.
Yeah, the school doesn't have good Wi-Fi.
So you're better off just printing the
Not
tickets
at all.
or doing it. Which, yeah.
I think they have Wi-Fi for what they need it for.
Yeah.
But as far as the public Wi-Fi, I should say, is not good.
Yeah. Yeah. So,
But it doesn't need to be. It's a school. I mean,
well, the new infrastructure bill is supposed to have Wi-Fi for everybody, so we'll see what happens. Maybe we'll have Wi-Fi downtown someday.
what's that going to do for private business? Like Atlantic Broadband.
Maybe the
There's got to be Wi-Fi everywhere.
I don't know. They got maybe going to be the ones that are going to provide it. I don't know. Something. I don't know what Joe's package is. I just heard about putting Wi-Fi out there.
Oh God, Joe Biden. Joe Biden.
He's down to like 30-something% now.
Yeah.
It's really down. You know something? I don't even think the man knows he's that low on the totem pole. I just think he's oblivious to it.
No.
And they're not even telling him. No.
I don't think he.
I don't think he's even aware of it.
I think that. So, it's either that he's really got medical issues,
Yeah.
or he's one hell of an actor.
Yeah.
Because it seems like every single one of his appearances, there's something.
Oh yeah, he's just he's not. You know, he's suffering from
The climate change meetings, falling asleep.
Oh yeah.
You know, or
Yeah. Yeah. That's what happens. That's what happens when you get old.
I don't know. You know, there were reports that he had an accident.
I don't believe it.
I don't believe that either. You know, I think that is propaganda.
Oh yeah.
If it happened, oh well. You know,
I don't think it did. Yeah.
no.
I think that was just, you know, they tried to show pictures of them carrying the pens and all this other stuff. I don't believe that.
Yeah.
No.
I don't either.
Mm.
Not that I'm a huge fan of the way things are going right now. I think that is, you know, just extra.
Yeah. Well, you know, being as old as he is, there's probably some slippage.
Well, Paul, you and Sleepy Joe are the same age.
Well, that's right.
Oh,
wow. Wow.
There's not one radio show that you've been here that you've actually fallen asleep.
No, in the morning? Come on. No, maybe 2:30, 3 o'clock in the afternoon, baby.
Do you take a nap?
Not always.
Oh, but sometimes.
Well, you know, sometimes, you know, and actually, I go to bed at 11:30.
Do you go with your Binky and Baba?
No. I mean, I go to bed at 11:30, get up at 6:30, 7 o'clock, maybe even earlier than that. So
Yeah.
I don't sleep a lot. You know, you got a clock inside you that says get up. Especially now that we moved the clocks back. Guess what? I'm up at 6. Yeah.
Yep. Sun goes down. Oh, day's over. That's it.
I know.
I hate it. I hate it.
Yeah. No, it's
can't
going to get
stand
worse.
it.
It's
Huh?
going to get worse. It'll be dark at 4 o'clock, 4:30. So, you know, every day we're going to lose a couple minutes.
I hate it.
Yeah.
Absolutely hate it.
I know. It's not my favorite time of year.
I think we should go to a 10-month system.
Well,
Get rid of January.
Well, here's the problem though, because
January sucks.
Before we changed the clock back, you noticed it was still dark out at 7:00.
Right.
And the only reason they do that is for the kids going to school.
Got it.
So the kids aren't staring outside in the dark. So,
all right. So we had a really interesting conversation this morning with the high school students, about the play that's this weekend, which is cool because it's the first play that is going to be happening, really in the area in like 2 years.
I know,
because of COVID and whatever, but still, in different regulations. But guess what? They're going to do it. And the play is absolutely free. grizzledrama.com.
Yeah.
And you get your tickets that way. And please make a donation. It's well worth it. I made a donation. So it was worth it to me. And I didn't even flinch.
Yeah.
Because I'm a cheap SOB.
Yeah, I know your new donation is probably going to put some new chairs inside this auditorium.
No. That's not that. It's not that much. So
yeah.
But anyway, so one of the things we've been talking about this morning is we've been talking about this guy who's going to be joining us, who just happens to be in the waiting room right now.
Oh, he is.
Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and bring him up. Put him right in there. Here he is.
Hello.
Hello, Brian. How are you?
Good. How are you?
It's been a long time.
I know it. How you been?
Pretty good. Pretty good. I haven't seen you in a bit. Now, first thing I'm going to ask you, where are you?
Right now, we're in Florida. We'll be hunkered down here for a bit, avoiding snow and cold weather at all costs.
So I remember a bit ago, before you started this journey, you sent me a message and you asked me where to get kerosene.
Yep.
And I'm like, I don't know. I have no idea. You tell me where to get diesel. And then I asked you, what do you need that for? And then what did you tell me?
So we were actually in Connecticut for the winter, this past winter in January. And my in-laws were renovating a house and they needed kerosene to heat the house. And come to find out, kerosene is almost impossible to find in Connecticut. I don't know if it's that part of the state, but the only place I could find it was in Colchester, which is about 45 minutes from where we were staying in Moosup. And yeah, it was bizarre, very difficult to find. But we were in the RV at the time in Connecticut, heating with propane, which is pretty expensive.
So are you talking about January 2021 or 2020?
2020.
Oh, okay. So, but
I'm sorry. 2021.
Yeah, because I didn't think you had hit the road yet.
No, so we hadn't hit the road yet. Shortly after our conversation, we hit the road. We had enough of the cold weather and basically beelined it down to Florida, where we're at now.
But that's not the only place you've been. You've been everywhere.
Oh man, we've been to 34 states officially.
Well, let's get that in a minute. Because I want to find out, what does a young professional like yourself? I mean, we used to work together.
Yep.
And your wife. Now, I'm assuming you guys are working remotely.
Yep.
Okay. Tell us what happened. I mean, what epiphany did you have to say, okay, we're going to do this, and then tell everybody what this is?
All right. So it's a long story. I'll try to keep it short, but basically we have 4 boys. They're all young, 9 and under. And our third son, Lincoln, was born in 2018. And I was still working for Verizon and Verizon Wireless. And at the time, Verizon gave us 8 weeks off, completely paid, 8 weeks. Very fortunate to work for a company that offered that type of perk. So during that 8 weeks, my wife and I decided that we were going to travel as much as we could. We didn't have an RV at the time, so we just Airbnb'd all over basically the eastern side of the state, or the country, sorry. And fell in love with traveling, fell in love with being with each other all the time, traveling all the time, showing our kids things that really most people don't get to see, even though it was only 8 weeks at the time. And we just fell in love with the lifestyle. So she went back to work. I went back to work. We had that kind of vacation hangover type feel, and back to reality, back to the grind. See you for a couple hours tonight. leave you in the morning, see you for a couple, that kind of monotonous schedule just was weighing on us. So I personally became determined to figure out how we can make that 8 weeks a reality all the time. So I started researching how people travel full time, and RVing was the number one affordable way to do it. Airbnbs and hotels obviously can add up in price pretty quickly. So yeah, sold my wife on the idea of moving into it, traveling and homeschooling and doing it all.
Now, what is it that you do for a living now?
So I make websites, and my wife, she's the breadwinner in the family. She's actually still working or consulting for her company that she left back in June. She is an accountant, and she's actually transitioning to work for herself as a bookkeeper.
Now, what do you mean that are you just starting with your business, so to speak, or
for the website business?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm kind of off and on it, to be honest. She works quite a bit still. So we're kind of in that stage where I'm kind of the homemaker. She's working. And then when she's not working, we're off adventuring. We will be transitioning strictly to the bookkeeping side of it. And really it's all about, for us, cost reduction and making sure that our finances are 100% in check. That means no debt, no crazy expenses, unneeded expenses, I should say, and keeping our workload down to a minimum and making sure that we can sustain ourselves long term, still put money aside and afford all the things.
So now when you guys decided to do this, you guys just up and sold everything, including your house.
We did. So that was an experience. I will say, I wouldn't say we had a big house. It was about 1,700 square feet. We had,
size.
Yeah, decent size. I'd say average size. But you would not believe the amount of time it takes to get rid of all your things and move into, I think our trailer is about 330 square feet. So go from 1,700 square feet to 330 square feet. It took a long time. I would say if anybody's interested in doing this type of lifestyle, give yourself at least a year to just do that process. And yeah, we found great success with Facebook Marketplace and donations. Ended up donating a lot to Goodwill and Crunch Time, but yeah.
Paul, did you have any questions for Brian?
No, I'll take a one, but keep going. I will.
Paul's really prepared, Brian. He's kind of, whatever. So
I find it very interesting.
It is really, really cool because, there are so many people that you talk to
they wish they could do it.
They wish they could do it.
But they don't do it.
But they don't do it. So you guys stopped wishing and just said, we're going to go. And so now you've sold everything.
Yep.
You bought an RV. What now?
Yeah. So basically we have a couple goals, but our biggest one is hitting all national parks in the country. I believe there's about 63 now. I think they just added one. So we've done about 13 of them. So, and that's in about 11 months of traveling. So we have a ways to go. And yeah, that we're going state by state. Like I said earlier, we've stayed at, and I'll give you our kind of criteria for coming up with this number, because we've actually passed through many more than 34 states, but we've stayed at 34 states. That means we've slept overnight in the state and we've done some sort of outing.
Some activity.
So, some activity, not just sleeping at a Cracker Barrel or a Walmart. We've done something in 34 different states. So
where do you sleep? I mean, this time of year, campgrounds are closed. Or they don't have any running water or anything like that. So yep. You had said something about there's a great amount of people that actually are involved in this community.
Yeah. So we've met hundreds of people. There's a big community. We're part of a community called Full Time Families, which is all RVing families that travel full time. Most of them work full time and have children on the road. I will say campgrounds tend to open up a bit more once you get south of the Carolinas. So as long as you stay down below the Carolinas from, say, October to May timeframe, finding a spot is not that difficult. To be honest, I feel like the lack of availability is overblown. We haven't had any issues finding any campsites.
So tell us a little bit about the community of people that you've met, that are doing the same thing you guys are doing.
Yeah, I mean, everybody comes from different backgrounds. A lot of people have similar stories as mine, and according to my wife's, where people just get tired of doing the day-to-day thing, and like I said earlier, not seeing their spouse, not seeing their kids as much as they possibly could, and realizing that I think one of the biggest things that really sunk in with us is everybody has really only 18 summers with their kids, and when you put that into perspective, that's not a lot of time. It flies by, and people who have done it, people who have raised children, say that all the time. But when you think about it, in 18 summers, in that small number, it really puts things in perspective. And really, the families that we've met, they all have the same mindset. They just want to spend as much time with their children, raise them the way they want to raise them, and basically live life with them versus overseeing them.
That's a good quote. Live with them instead of just overseeing them.
Yeah.
You don't really think about that, when you're living and day to day, and you're caught up in just the hubbub of life. And then, I mean, what do you, I mean, have you had like any epiphanies like with your kids that you probably wouldn't have had it living at home?
Yeah, I mean, I could go on all day about this because my children. One of the biggest concerns a lot of people have when they hear people that travel, pull their kids out of school systems, stuff like that, even just homeschooling from home, not even traveling, is what about the social aspect? What are your kids doing socially? Like, they need to develop in a social environment. How could you take them out of school where there's kids all the time? Well, I'll tell you what, our kids. Tegan is our oldest. He's 9.
He's your oldest.
Yep. And Barrett, he's 6. He'll be 7 in a couple weeks. They have grown exponentially since we've hit the road.
Really?
When we first hit the road, we'd go to a campground. They'd see kids, and I remember. I'll never forget this because I wouldn't say it was concerning, but it was what I expected. Tegan saw a big group of kids, and they're all his age, playing baseball or kickball or something. I said, go ahead, go play with them. You're free to go. And he said, no, I'm just going to wait here and they'll come to me if they want to play with me. So that's kind of the mindset I expected from him, a little apprehensive. From that moment on, I basically told him, you're going to regret not going right away. So just go. Sure. You're just wasting your time. So since then, now he's the child who goes up to every kid and has to introduce himself, has to ask if they're full time as well, if they're traveling. He's so outgoing. He's opened up completely, and to me, it's grown him as a person in this past 11, 12 months of traveling. He is a completely different person. Barrett as well. They really are organizers now and leaders, really, when it comes to getting kids together to play and interact. And it's an amazing sight to see, really.
Is it sad to pick up from one spot and go to another, and after you've made friends and yourself, not just the kids, but you guys too, you and Courtney, I'm assuming you're making friends and you're maybe having a get together outside over a campfire or playing cards, whatever. I'm just, making conversation there. But is it difficult? Because I'm sure you've met people that you've said, I really care about these people.
We have. Absolutely. I'd say that's the biggest challenge with this lifestyle is we like to say, we'll see you later, not goodbye or anything like that. But we have met some amazing people that we do meet up with from time to time, but not knowing when that time is going to be when we leave. It could be a year from now. It could be a month from now. But another thing about this lifestyle is it does have the flexibility where we can say, we really liked hanging out with you. Where are you going next? Can we follow you, or do you mind if we or we've had the opposite
Matthews concert,
Yeah, we were actually just with a family for about 2 months. The same family, we met them for the first time in Yellowstone, actually. Yellowstone National Park, and our kids hit it off with their. I believe he's 8 years old. We've really enjoyed the company with this couple, and they ended up following us all the way through Utah. So we hit all the Utah national parks with them, and actually just left them from Oklahoma when I spoke to you last. A little bit ago.
So why split up? Were they just different itineraries? Or?
Yeah, at the end of the day, we call them big rocks. Everybody has their big rocks that they're going for. So sometimes there's events or places that one family wants to go to that the other family doesn't really want to go to. So we'll split up for a little bit. And I believe they had work to be done on they have an Airstream actually, and they had work to be done on their Airstream up in Ohio, and we were not going to Ohio in November. I'm sorry. So we made it down to
Good
Georgia.
choice, Brian. Good choice.
Yeah. No, I keep, it's funny because I keep track of all the weather where we've been. You know how on your smartphone you can add the places, and I look back at our path, and there's places that are in the 20s, 30s already. Probably in Connecticut, it's probably 30s, right?
Yesterday was 75.
Nice.
So we're talking about a lot of great things that are happening. You know how your children have adjusted to full-time traveling with mom and dad, and you and your wife, leading the charge, and homeschooling and showing them different experiences that they've never had before, which I think is absolutely amazing. I am one of those guys, Brian, that's sitting here going, I wish that this just seems like such a great thing to do. I literally could do with what I do to do what you're doing, but of course, I'm not going to make that jump. Not at all. So we're talking about all sorts of great things that have happened.
Yep.
So what are some negative things that have happened, or things that didn't sit well with you as this type of lifestyle?
A couple things I can touch on first. You have to basically expect the unexpected. Travel days are an adventure. We started off our travels doing 6 to 8 hour days. And that's what we're used to in a car. So we would go in the car, travel 6 to 8 hours, stay at a hotel, do another 6 to 8 hours, and we'd typically be at our destination. With an RV, if something goes wrong, that 6 to 8 hours can quickly become either you're finding a place to stay overnight, or you're on the side of the highway for 12, 15 hours. And anybody, even without kids, that's not going to be enjoyable. So we had a couple of those where one time we bent a leaf spring on our trailer and had to wait for a welder to come and fix it. And that actually was supposed to be a 3 hour travel day, turned into a 9 hour travel day. So I would say that's the biggest thing. But also when it comes to those, and this is in life in general, I think it all comes down to attitude, how you approach when those things happen. Because we were talking about it. There's a thread in a Facebook group we were in where somebody asked, what's the biggest challenge you see with this lifestyle? And most people said breaking down. But Courtney and I looked at each other and we said, but you know what? It's not fun. But at the same time, as long as you understand that it's going to happen, don't let it ruin your day. You're still all together. You have your whole house with you. So you can go into your house and hang out while you're waiting for somebody to show up. It's part of it. So I think it comes down to mindset. And then the other aspect of it, and this might be a little bit more controversial, but I feel like some of the RV parks, they're more set up towards long-term living. We happen to be in one right now. And sometimes people that live long term in these parks aren't as receptive to a group of family, like a group of kids coming in. They may not be as welcoming because they're used to their quiet time, their retirement. And we get that. We try to be respectful of that.
Or do they think that you're just a bunch of traveling nomads?
Yeah, I mean, that could be too. It's just, unfortunately, I think some people, personally, I think it comes down to the children. I think some people just don't like being around children, and especially here in Florida, we get it a lot more than other places of the country, where people have come here to retire and get away from the hustle and bustle. And I feel like sometimes people feel that we're bringing the hustle and bustle to them, but hasn't happened often, but it is kind of a sore spot for me, at least. But yeah, I mean, other than that, like you said earlier, leaving people that we grow to, that's probably one of the biggest negatives for us. I think I would not say rather have a roadside incident than have to leave people, but it is a bummer. So
I would think that if you had a roadside incident, it wouldn't be a big deal, because you just said, yeah, you have your house there, you can do pretty much whatever you want. But then again, is there really anything that's pressing for time?
Yeah, I mean, the only as
that's
far as
why people get uptight, because like, I got to be somewhere now. But
exactly.
Do you really have that stress?
Nope.
Right.
Nope. Yeah, I mean that's kind of where you have to adjust your mindset. Courtney has to remind me sometimes, because I get a little frustrated when things happen, and she says, we're all together. So, yeah, I mean, there's no rush. We try to leave. So we've come up with a system basically to make it even less stressful. Is we try to leave by 9 o'clock in the morning every day. And the other thing is we try not to travel on weekends. That's the biggest advice I'll say to anybody that is thinking about this. Don't travel on weekends, because when you travel on weekends, the people that are going to come fix you are typically not available. So Mondays, Tuesday, any day of the week, really, but a weekend. Fridays can be dicey too, but and travel early to give yourself some time, because if you leave early and you have a two, and that was another part, is we try to limit our travel days to 2 to 3 hours. If you have a 2 to 3 hour travel day, you leave early. Even if something happens, you're at your site relaxing by dinner. So just have that mindset.
Now, this is one thing I didn't ask you. Do you have a motorhome or a pull trailer?
We have a trailer, travel trailer.
Okay.
So it's 37 feet. We have a full bunkhouse for the kids, so they have their own space. Tons of storage. And it has the weight capacity to have the storage. So we can carry about 3,000 pounds of cargo, which is a significant amount for a travel trailer, or any RV for that matter. So yeah.
Wow.
Something. It's really remarkable, isn't it?
Yeah, remarkable.
As the kids get older, now, from what correct me if I'm wrong. When we first talked about this, when you told me when you were looking for kerosene, and I said, "What are you doing?" And then you told me, like, "Yeah, we did this, man. We sold everything."
Yep.
And I'm like, Brian's lost his mind, man. He's flipped.
Typical response. A lot of people say.
Now, you told me it was you were planning on a 2-year journey.
Yes.
Now, has that been extended, or are you still on that same track?
It's hard to say. I mean, like I said, we're definitely going to hit all 63 national parks. We have come to realize that any sort of setback, or not even setback, if we go off our trail of those national parks, it does set us back quite a ways. This last, I believe it was May, we went back up to Connecticut for a little bit, and our original plan was to just go out west from Florida, because that's where most of the national parks were, and just we figured going back up to Connecticut set us back 4 months on that travel schedule of 2 years. So we're hoping to, I mean, I would say at this point, we don't have an end time. It's really as once we feel like we've seen everything, our kids have absorbed everything that they can, and we've hit every single national park. Of course, they keep adding them, so that could extend it too.
Sure.
Yeah, and we do have plans for Alaska and Hawaii eventually, but that'll be a while.
Gonna drive across the ocean.
Yeah, good luck. Put some fins on that RV, dude.
Yeah, I won't be bringing the RV there. We have heard of people renting them down there, but that'll likely be a hotel or tenting situation.
You see the comment. Bob says, we don't have issues with time. 6 hours on the road is good etiquette. Bob is is retired, as is his wife Deb, and I know that they have just purchased an RV. It's a big old beast, but it's they seem to enjoy it, and they have a lot of fun with it. And I don't know. I mean, it's Melissa's parents, by the way. So I don't know if this is something that they're going to go ahead and do full time eventually. I don't know. But what advice would you give somebody? Just like 2 sentences. Do this and don't do this.
Let's see. That's tough. I mean, I would say just do it. If you have the means to do it, if you work remote and you're thinking about it, things will figure themselves out. But I would say make sure when you purchase your RV, make sure it's one that can hold the weight that you need. That's the biggest thing. We see some people that are carrying 3,000 pounds in a trailer that's rated for 1,200, which is pretty typical.
I never would have thought of that, to be honest.
Yeah, it's scary. People think you can just load these things up and go. You really need to set yourself up for success there and make sure that your trailer is capable of living in it full time. None of these are designed to live in full time, so things are going to break. So expect that to happen. And also make sure your expenses are completely in check. I would say eliminate debt to 0. Monthly bills is what's going to cause stress when it comes to traveling, unless you're working completely full time, and you know obviously that you can withstand that. But things happen, and things tend to be a little bit more expensive when they do happen when you're traveling, because typically everything is, I wouldn't say an emergency, but something that needs to be fixed or addressed quickly. And generally, you don't have the benefit of shopping around to get something fixed. You have to get it fixed. I think that's the biggest thing. There's no calling people and getting quotes on getting it fixed. I
was just going to ask you that.
Yeah. It's just not worth it. The other thing I would say, and this is not from personal experience, this is from experience of talking with people, is buy a used RV if you can. New RVs, especially nowadays when they're being cranked out like they are poorly made, and we've dealt with many people that have had their RV in the shop and they end up paying for hotels for 6 months. So, and warranties with RVs are not all it's cracked up to be, especially it's worth it when you don't full time, but when you full time, again, it may be under warranty, but the dealership's going to tell you, yeah, well, we can do it in 6 months. And that doesn't work when it's your house. So.
Yeah, not only that, but it'd be kind of weird, I think, in your situation that somebody calls you and says they want to talk about your car's extended warranty. Yeah. That must be interesting. Paul, you have something?
Yeah, I'm just curious how the price of fuel now is going up. How is that going to impact your travel?
Yeah, it's not fun. Down here in Connecticut, in Florida, it's come down a bit from where we were. When we were in the Yellowstone area, we were paying. So we have a diesel truck. So we're already paying a premium compared to regular gas. And I believe I just saw, we haven't had to fill up since we got here yesterday or the day before, but I believe I saw it was about $3.50 a gallon. When we hit the road from Moosup, it was $2 a gallon. So, I mean, that, again, it's one of those things. We get about 10 miles per gallon when we're towing. It does add up quickly. And we found parts of the country, it's very high. Yellowstone, I've started to say, I believe the average price was well over $4 a gallon. I think wow. If I remember correctly, I believe some places around there were about $4.80 a gallon. And that's going to affect our itinerary for next year, possibly, because we're looking at doing the California coast. And from what I hear, it's over $5 a gallon there right now. So hopefully that comes down, but yeah, it's too expensive.
So the last question that I have is, and Brian, we'd love to have you on again.
Sure.
Talk about your travels and stuff like that. You have an Instagram account where you have a lot of pictures and stuff about your journey with your wife and your 4 boys and 330 square feet.
Yep.
The last question I have is, and this is kind of an unknown, but let's say, you stick to your 2-year time frame, 2.5 years, whatever. Is it going to come to an end at some point? Or do you guys just look at each other and go, yeah, no, let's just keep going.
Hey,
let's go to Canada now.
No, I talked about on our way to Alaska, starting in Maine. That's a joke. I mean, that would take forever, but it's possible. I mean, we know people personally that have been on the road for 15 years and love it. So it's certainly possible. I do see us putting roots down at some capacity at some point. Whether that's just a property where we can park on temporarily. Good friends of ours in Oklahoma, that's what they did. They set up 2 RV spots on a country back road in Oklahoma in the middle of nowhere. And when they need to reset, as they call it, and what we call it too, they go there for a month or 2, do some maintenance on their truck and their Airstream and hit the road. So I could see that happening sooner than a house. But we'll see. I mean, so far we love it. There's really no reason to think otherwise. And it's tough to look down the road like that, but so far we love this lifestyle. So
I mean, if you really love this, like you say, and I don't have any reason to doubt you, but what happens if you say, okay, time to set down roots, go back into the conventional, we're going to get a house, kids are back in school or whatever. And then 90 days later, you find out this sucks.
That happens too. We know quite a few people that happened to. They tried to, especially last year with COVID.
I think it would be harder to reintegrate than it would be to leave it.
Yeah. I mean, that is a big fear too. I think that's why the land idea is a little bit more realistic at this point, just as a trial. See, land doesn't really depreciate like a house and go from there. But last year with COVID, a couple people we know tried to settle down and they hated it. They got back on the road and we do get antsy. I mean, I didn't mention this, but our typical stay is 7 days, I'd say. And
before you get up and go.
Before we get up and go. Right? And this winter, we're at our current spot for a week, and then we're at the next spot for 3 weeks. And we get antsy typically at the 9-day mark where we just want to go and move on. We've seen what we need to see, and we need to see something new. So this winter will be interesting. We've never stayed somewhere 3 weeks before. So.
All right, Brian, we definitely want to keep in touch. What's your Instagram account if people want to go ahead and follow you there?
Yep, it is memories.over.things. You can just search memories over things and it'll come up.
Memories over things. That pretty much says it all, really.
Yeah.
It's pretty much everything that you've been speaking to. I mean, what's going on with you and your wife and your kids individually and also as a family unit. I think it's pretty incredible. And just, I got to say, Brian, having the gonads to actually go ahead and do this.
Sometimes I wake up and I'm like, what did we do? But no, no, it's anybody thinking about doing it, just make the leap. It's awesome. And if you have any questions, definitely reach out to me. You can reach out to me on Memories Over Things, or Mike can give you my information. So,
okay. Do you want to share your email or
my email? Yeah, sure. My email is just culpin@gmail.com.
It's a CULPIN it's pretty easy that's pretty easy to remember too. So Memories Over Things on Instagram. And Bob says, Laura says right down, I'm sure you can see the comments, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Super jealous of the lifestyle. Maybe in a few years, we can make it a reality. And Bob says, just got to do it.
Yep. Just got to do it. That's it.
All right. Brian, thanks, man. We'll stay in touch.
Definitely.
But I'd love to have you on again. Maybe when springtime or so.
Definitely.
And see, where you guys are and get a report from the road. And I'm glad you guys are doing well. You look very healthy and it's nice to see. So
glad to hear it. Thank you.
Thanks, Brian. Take care.
Take care.
All right. That's Brian Culpin. That's amazing.
Wow.
That is absolutely amazing, that lifestyle. I'm telling you. And it is a lifestyle. You know, it's not something that you know, it's a decision. It is a decision. I mean, you're talking about a couple of professionals that were, you know, in corporate America, you know, living the dream, right? You know, a house, cars, kids. I remember when his first son was born, you know, and then another one came and another one came. And I'm like, my God, how many? And then they move into a trailer. And I'm like, holy cow. I never once thought he was nuts. I really did.
Far from being
Far
nuts.
from it.
Yeah.
But I think a lot of people, when they listen to his story, they're like, huh, God, I wish I could do that.
Yeah. I mean, you hear a lot of people retiring early and doing it, but
Yeah.
you know, who pretty much kids are gone and they're pretty just two of them doing it. But to do it with 4 young kids, I mean, in a small trail like that,
Right.
it's pretty tough.
Yeah, that's something. I don't know.
I mean, I wonder where. I mean, it's 32 feet long, so I imagine a family must have been on the other end of the trailer.
Yeah. I mean, I have other questions that I wish I could have asked him, but you know, I mean, we have time constraints, and you know, for him to join us and stuff like that. He's in Florida now, so what the heck?
I
right?
mean, I think his biggest downfall is going to be the price of fuel. That's when you talk about $5-6 a gallon. That's and 10 miles per gallon. That's a lot of coins.
Yeah.
I mean, it's probably the biggest part of his budget.
Yeah.
Is fuel. Yeah. I mean, he may not be able to move as quickly as he'd like to based on the cost of fuel. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So
I don't know. I just think it's remarkable. I mean, Melissa's parents are talking. Matter of fact, Bob's in the chat room now.
Yeah, but he's retired. He didn't.
Well, him and Deb are both retired.
Yeah,
you
but
know?
he didn't do it when he was like, he's got to be what, 40, 50 years old? How old is he?
Brian?
Yeah.
Late 30s.
30 years old. Ain't too many 30 years old to have the goons to do that.
Yeah.
You know?
Bring your kids along. 4 of them.
Yeah.
4.
Yeah. So, and to be able to work, you know, via the web and like that, it's going to go into a bookkeeping business. So,
you know, it's if you couldn't work remotely, and there was not the access to the internet or whatever that you normally would have now, there's no way you could do this lifestyle.
No, but I think you may find more and more people doing it.
I think so too.
Yeah,
I think so too. It's definitely a trailblazer, man.
Yeah, good for him.
Yeah, they just said we're going to do it.
Yeah. It's a good experience for the kids too, because they get to see a lot of different things around the country.
They'll be able to tell other kids later on, and as they grow up, well, we've been here, right. And they're talking. You know, that what I think is really nice is that, you know, Brian talked about one time about the community that, you know, is within these people that travel full time, these families that travel full time. Is that, you know, the kids that can talk about their experiences. Well, we've been here. Oh yeah, well, I've been here. Tell me about it. You know, next thing you know, they're going, "Hey, Dad, I want to go to this place." Joey over here, you know, and it's and knowing that you can. Yeah. So it's remarkable.
Yeah, that's good for him.
So
yeah.
So you just go and rake your leaves, okay?
I did that yesterday. I'm not going to rake leaves today. 2.5 hours plus.
You know, if you were traveling full time, you wouldn't have.
I wouldn't worry about leaves.
You wouldn't have that crap, man.
No,
not at all. You'd be like, yeah. Brian taught me not to do that. So that's what I'm gonna do.
Yeah. Oh well, leaves are almost on the ground anyway.
Huh?
This last frost kind of made sure that they fell. So
yeah. All right, Paul, thank you very much. I think we had a very interesting show today.
Yeah, it was good.
If you're just joining us and you missed it, we had some good guests this morning, some interesting guests. Griswold High School is doing their fall play. It's called The Test. It's all run by Griswold High School students. Now, why is it special? The reason is because it's the first play that Griswold's been able to do, or really any of the schools in the area, in 2 years because of COVID, and the pandemic.
Right.
So we had those kids on. Go to griswolddrama.com to get tickets. Tickets are absolutely free. You don't have to pay for them. You just have to reserve your seats. Veterans are free anyway. They've always been free for this show. However, they do ask for look, they're asking for donations. They're certainly entitled to that.
Right.
And it's very easy to do so.
Right.
It's not hard at all. And hopefully you'll go ahead and see this show. It's live theater, and whatever you can afford for a donation. And really, that's an inexpensive night out.
Yep. Like I tell you, I've been to quite a few of their plays,
Sure.
and all of them are excellent.
Yeah. And then we just had Brian Culpin, who, if you don't know who he is, well, he's just traveling the country with his wife and his kids. They basically one day sold everything. Their house, cars, belongings, put it all in what they had left in a 30 foot, 330 square feet, I said, yeah.
Something like that.
Recreational vehicle, and he pulls it around in a diesel truck, and they're just going from place to place to place to place. The goal is to hit every one of the 63 state parks. 60. Shut up. We can do God.
Got to make sure you're right.
All right, Paul, you're right. 64 state parks. Oh, because that's right. They said they just added one.
So you got to listen.
You can't get anything past Paul. I'm telling you. Don't even try. And that's a real interesting conversation. Everything that he said about
I
the
was
kids.
Impressed with the guy.
Yeah.
I mean,
I know the guy. I worked with him. He's intelligent. He's very intelligent. But to pull something like this off.
Still good for him.
Good for him. Good for him. All right. Tomorrow, Rich Wasilick will join us once again here on the morning show. And thanks, Paul. We'll see you on Friday.
You got it.
All right. Have a good day, everyone. Thanks for joining us. If you didn't get to see the show right after we're done, it'll get posted to social media. And you can watch the interview with Brian Culpin and also the kids from Griswold High School regarding the play. Have a good day, everyone. And we will see you tomorrow morning.
Don't just wish for a winning deal. Make it Dish. It will make it real. Don't just wish. Make it Dish.
Hey everyone, this is Ellis Dish from Dish Motors. We're back better than ever with our new sales